In this video, we're going to run through a demonstration of compensation planning within Sage People. Compensation planning, or comp planning, gives you the ability to set up periodic reviews of salaries and/or bonuses using live data contained within the system. The process works as follows. The business will establish the overall budget to be used within the plan. You'll then decide on the eligibility and exclusion criteria, and this will be set up as a formula within the plan. Once the plan is set up and launched, managers are given a time window within which they can access the plan in WX and apply their suggested increases. After this, the final plan gets reviewed, and once given final approval, the changes are committed to the system. You can then use other functionality within Sage People to issue communications or set up other required automation to complete the comp planning process. Essentially, this functionality provides you with an end-to-end review process within the system that will enable you to do away with the manual, time-consuming admin tasks that are usually associated with the pay review process. We at Together People can partner with you to bring this process to life. We'll help you configure and execute your plan in line with your specific business requirements and help ensure you are maximising the benefits of this functionality within Sage People. So let's dig a little deeper and see exactly how comp planning works in Sage People. In this demo, the process is broken down into 6 steps. The budget, criteria, plan setup, manager review, final review and approval, and communications. The budget. Before coming to set up your plan in Sage People, you will have already determined your overall budgeted increase amount, and this forms the basis of your comp plan. Now, you may have been given this as a percentage from your leadership or finance team, and you need to apply it across the board. However, you might be responsible for the planning and analysis required to come up with the budget. Now, as you may already be aware, Sage People has reporting functionality that you can use to conduct analysis of the current situation. If you are unfamiliar with Sage People reporting, Together People can assist you with building the necessary reports as part of the overall project. In reports, we can build in formula fields, projections, forecasts, filters, and that will enable you to slice and dice the data in the most effective way for your business. It can also be displayed in a variety of ways, helping you visualize the impact of any potential increases. International businesses can make use of the exchange rates and currency functionality for comparing equivalent salaries in different countries. Okay, so now you've established your budget, we can start looking at the criteria. This is the part of the plan where you set up the conditions that determine who is or isn't eligible to be included in the plan, and also if you would like to use a formula to distribute the budgeted amount. Similar to the budget, you'll need to have already established your set of criteria prior to us configuring the conditions in the system, although tweaks can be made prior to launching the plan. Your eligibility can be simple or complex. Sage People functionality is flexible enough to handle complex criteria, and we can help you with this. Some of the typical criteria. Length of service, so excluding team members who started after a particular date. Contract type or basis, so if you have casual employees or contractors, you may wish to exclude them. If they had a recent increase, they may not be eligible. If an employee is known to be leaving or on notice. Any data point within the system can be used to make up the formula. The formula will be used to tell the plan whether a team member should be included or not. You don't need to exclude them from view completely, but can mark them as ineligible, and the manager will see them on their plan. In addition to eligibility and exclusion criteria, different suggested percentages can be applied to specific individuals or specific groups of people, for example, departments or locations, based on the criteria set out. So you can use data in the system to influence what increase should be given. For instance, someone with a performance rating of 3 might mean they are entitled to a 5% increase. Okay, so the budget and the criteria have been established, so now we can begin to build the plan into the system. First, we'll input the dates. This will be the time period within which the managers can access the plan. You can do salary planning and bonus planning within the same plan at the same time, or just one or the other if required. We'll select an effective date for the changes. This can be fixed, or you can allow managers to edit this. Similar for reason, it may be the same for everyone, or you may wish to give managers the ability to change it if necessary. You'll decide which fields to display to managers on the plan. Then we'll input the exclusion or eligibility formulas we've created. You can select your top planner. This will be the person who can oversee the whole plan and will have the ultimate sign-off authorization. Then we'll decide on the planners. So these are typically your line managers, but you have the ability to select your planners as you may not want every manager to work on the comp plan. You're ready to plan. Once you've launched your comp plan, the planners will be able to see it in WX. This is where the planner will come in and make their recommendations. As a planner, I can see my total current annual salary amount for my team, the suggested new amount, the suggested increase amount, which is the difference between the current and suggested, and the requested amount, which starts at 0 until the planner has completed it. When I log in as a planner, I can see all my direct reports as default, but you can see here some names are underlined. These are direct reports who also have direct reports, so when I click on one, I can see the planning for that team, and I can also edit that as well. I can see who is not eligible. In this example, Oliver Benson is ineligible, and the fields you choose to display can help the planner see why that employee may have been excluded. Here you can see Oliver has been here less than a year. Because his current salary and suggested salary are the same, it doesn't factor into the figures at the top of the page. When setting up the plan, we can include any additional fields to help inform decisions, for example, performance rating or date of last increase. The planner can choose whether they want to enter an increase amount or an increase percentage. Whichever one is entered, it will calculate the corresponding field. You can see I've gone over here, and it's very obvious as the field gets filled in red. It doesn't mean it won't save, but when my manager logs in, they'll see it and they may want to change it. Plus, it could be that overall it's not over budget when looking at the plan as a whole. You can specify the reason for the increase, but in the setup we can lock it down if you don't want managers to select this. But some companies like to use comp planning for promotions, and this field could provide justification for why the increase is over budget. There is a section for notes, and this field becomes mandatory if the increase is over budget, so the planner can put any justifications in there. Then this information will appear when HR looks at it behind the scenes. In this plan we have the bonus review too, which may or may not be part of your process. In this example here, we can see that these people have different percentage amounts, and that's because the budget for bonus in this instance has been determined by the employee's performance rating. And the effective date is editable in this particular plan. You may wish to have this fixed across the board, or leave it for the planner to decide when the increase should become effective. You can also see how the plan handles different currencies. In this particular org, it's set up with GBP as the currency, so the equivalent GBP amount is shown below. This is applied to the suggested amounts too, giving you an instant view of equivalent salaries in different countries. Once done, you can press submit. This one isn't submitted at the moment, and that's because my direct report planners haven't put their increases in. Once they have, it can be submitted. At any point before submitting the plan, you can refresh it, and this will update the hierarchy, and this will take into account if any managers have left or changed. In the HR portal, you can view the plans for all your employees. You can use the list filtering functionality to view the current plan or specific groups. When the planner starts to put in their suggested amounts for the current plan, they'll start to appear in these columns. Review and approval. Once the planners have all submitted their plans, the overall plan could be submitted and will launch a HR approval process. Your top planner will have overall sign-off. Now, once approved, the changes will be committed directly to the team member's employment record and will also create a new salary record for the effective date indicated. It will then appear in any payroll reports or integrations you may have in place for payroll changes. Now the plan has been approved, it cannot be reopened. Communications and automations. Now that your comp plan has been approved and the system has been updated, you can use PDFs and email templates along with workflow functionality to automatically generate and send letters to the affected employees. Once your first plan is set up, it can be cloned and reused the following year or when required, with all of the same eligibility criteria, so you can just make any required tweaks. This means any further plans will take less time to configure. Now let's look at how Together People can help you bring this plan to life. If you choose to partner with Together People, we'll provide the expertise to help you get the best out of the comp planning tool as designed, as well as help you come up with solutions to ensure it meets the needs of your business. The implementation process will work as follows. Discovery. So in the discovery session, we'll get an in-depth understanding of your requirements and how we can make sure they're captured within your comp plan. We'll look at your eligibility and exclusion criteria, budget formulas, key people, and look at any other considerations such as salary bands, and we'll build this into your plan. Following this meeting, we'll estimate the time required to complete the project and produce a timeline within which to complete it. Reporting, if applicable, will help you build the reports you need for you to understand your current pay situation, as well as build formulas and filters needed to forecast your future position post-increase. Data cleanse. There are certain fields within the system that are mandatory in order for the plan to launch, such as current salary records for all employees, and also all employees must have a line manager. We'll need to make sure this is all in place before launching the plan. Configuration. We'll take your requirements and we'll build your plan. We'll set up your exclusion rules and any associated formula fields to help you determine budget or eligibility. We'll set up the plan to display as you require and ensure new custom fields are added. Training. We'll make sure you are adequately enabled to execute the plan and that you feel comfortable rolling this out to the business. Plan launch. This is when you'll launch the plan to the business, and we'll be on hand to deal with any issues or queries that might come out during the planning period. Communications. We can build your template letters and emails along with any workflows you require for your pay review comms process. Timeline. As you can see from this demo, there is a lot to think about and plan before launching your comp plan. Therefore, it is recommended that you allow adequate time to complete this process. Please contact us if you would like further guidance about this. This has been a demo for comp planning in Sage People. At Together People, we have many years' experience using Sage People, meaning we can partner with you should you wish to deploy any of the other functionality within the system, such as performance management, recruit, resource planner. Should you wish to see any other demos, please get in touch. We also offer managed services where we provide Sage People support and expertise post-implementation on an ongoing basis. If you would like to discuss this or any other people systems requirements, please get in touch.